this new device at last. It seems like the battery is decent for how old the device is. I'm going to wait for viewers, preferably people that want to chat. Oh, hmm. I mean, she's not on my streams very often, but I just came to the homepage and noticed that someone who I talk to occasionally on here and who I actually have a sub from, and two subs, her and somebody else, is in the hospital. Now, truth be told, she is obese, so. And she looks like she's having a pretty good lunch. And I'm not trying to be mean. But when you struggle with that genetically or for other reasons, you might find yourself having health issues. I'm a strong spokesperson for. I just realized I just had that on my neck. Sorry about that. It's I've been a little chilly in here, on and off. Mostly, like this, like my chest, right, like this part right now. So I don't really want to put on a full sweater, and that's often why I wear a scarf. But I have to wash it. And the other one, I actually don't even know where it's at. So. Why would you say that, Karen? Haran? Hello to Lucy. Okay, 1 minute. Lucy Ellerton. I'm addressing our viewers. We got 8 people here. Thanks for the one that liked. Let me just make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Hello, Jaden. Always like that name. Guladugi. I was just getting this started, and I was going to open it up on. Thank you for the other 2 likes, by the way. I was going to open it up on my other device to see the comments easier, and I noticed that someone else that I follow is in the hospital right now, so I was just messaging her quickly. But it looks like she's got other people there to chat with, and she seems to be eating. So what do you mean by Karen? You're not being a Karen, I hope. What do you mean by no comment? And what are you laughing about? Hello, Jessica Moore. So where's everybody watching from? Out of curiosity. And how is your day going? And yes, thank you very much for the 3 likes. That's 4 minutes in, so that's pretty good. That's about a like a minute. And for those that are scrolling through lives, I'm going to put the title there. So, aside from a bit of a topic, Hi, sorry, I was going to see what my little sister was doing because she came in my room and she's watching too. She's 4, I'm from England. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Lucy. I'm here in Canada. And it's true, some people might not be watching alone. I often forget that for some reason because I'm at home by myself. Um, but I have a lot of UK followers, so that's cool. Gotta love a British accent. um, what about everybody else, if you wouldn't mind saying? And I'm sorry, Karen, I'm just really kind of confused. Your next comment came through and it doesn't even look like English, so. Oh, yes, of course it's winter. I mean, Canada's a big place. What part of Canada are your dad's brothers in? Yeah, unfortunately, it's still winter. I'm mostly looking forward to spring and even more so summer. But yeah, it's been a long winter. So the topic that I wanted to introduce, you can see in You Don't Know. I guess I should also add to that comment. Um, just gonna quickly. Um, just adding something to the chat here. Um, oh, really? I didn't know that they flew there, though. I thought Mexico. Um, but then I'm not too familiar with that kind of stuff. I know that where I'm originally from in Ontario, there's a big region. What do you call it? Let me just look it up. Get the wording right. Oh, it's a sanctuary, bird sanctuary, and picnic. Okay. Anyway, let me see here. Reservoir in the canal. Okay. Um, so, uh, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any comments, but I think I got most of them. Some of them were just saying hi. So, I'm 7 minutes in. There's been a few people at the moment. It looks like it might just be you, Lucy, and your sister. But I wanted to introduce a comment. Do you see the highlighted comment there? Um, oh, cool, cool. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, so I guess another way to put that question that is within it is there anyone in particular that you're jealous of and why? If one is to think that it's not a healthy emotion, so you try not, or so you try not to be, or you don't feel you are very often. Realistically, we're all human. We're all going to be jealous of somebody from time to time, sometimes often. So, yeah, I can say who in a kind of a collective manner. Um, Otherwise, I'm not too sure. Um, but I would say that the feelings are stronger when you're feeling stuck in life. When you're feeling like you're at a stagnant spot, because not that you are the only one that is, far from that, but a lot of people aren't, and it seems to be more magnified, right? I'm jealous of my friend who I'm not mates with anymore because she bullied me. Well, then you should be happy to hopefully be away from that person because I love horses and she has one. I don't think you're saying that she bullied you because you love horses, because that would be silly. I think that, I mean, but not that bullying usually makes sense. I think that what you're saying is that's why you're jealous. And I've been jealous of some people for the same reason, actually. I think I would like to be around horses more. I grew up around them. not far into my years, but my early years, and um, and they've always been special to me and my family. Well, shouldn't say that as if I have relatives that have horses, but are you just trying to see if I'm of the same mind and if that makes sense to me or not? Because it doesn't. Uh, Football and George. But yeah, I don't know if you just noticed that I have some uh, horse pictures there, and I've showed them more closely the other day, including some horse pins, like rival pins. But that one right there with the row of them, it's one of those ones I wish I could think of. I've seen something similar to this before, but I can't remember what. But it's one of those ones where if you move it, it looks like they're moving, and if you rub your nails on it, it doesn't really scratch, but it sounds like a record vinyl or like you know. No, I'm just saying I'm not mates with her anymore because she bullied me. Right. Okay. That's what. So not no. That's what how I said it. That's how I interpreted it. Well, hopefully, uh, hopefully, you meet other people that have horses and you live kind of near people that would, because that's the thing for me is I don't. Um, that's my probably my favorite farm animal, other than dogs and cats, kind of. So nothing super fancy there, but uh, but yeah. So basically, yeah, I don't live really that close, nor do I drive, so it's hard to get there. Let's see, D plus, please. And yeah, other than that, the other thing that I should add into that comment, so I'll try it again. Uh, the other thing, there's another cool thing I want to introduce to this. So I'm just adding, okay, that I'm also musical. So if there's any song requests, feel free to put them. Okay, see you later. Have a good day. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% that, like she could be, last year of high school or something. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, so I think I repeated this, didn't I? Yes. So the other thing, cool. You make no sense. What's up with you? I'm in my heart. We almost had a celebrity there. Just kidding. I don't know if anybody else saw that. But the other thing that I wanted to include in this, aside from the highlighted comment topic, um, which I may or may not have more to say on before other comments come in, but we'll see, is I recently figured out or relearned how to. Okay, now there's only one of you here. Maybe it's meant to be that particular person. Relearned how to bring somebody on. I'm not saying for right now, for even today, but to bring somebody on camera. Uh, Thank you for the fourth like. Um, that's weird. Only one of his comments. That's weird. Uh, to do a live stream with, essentially. Um, Whether it be talking about an interesting career you or someone you know might have, whether it be talking about an interesting hobby or passion, something that you simply are passionate about. I'd love to start doing more of these, and I'm fairly available to do them, so that it's not just me on the camera. I mean, it isn't always, but often. But yeah, when I learned that, and I learned it through someone, I'm not too sure if he would be a guest. It's just he's someone that follows the channel. We did a little call afterwards, first one ever actually with each other, and very nice person. But he's retired, and um, although his career is important and it's great that people do it, I don't think it'd be something I don't know. I don't think it'd be something I'd want to interview him about. And oddly, all the conversations we've had, I'm not sure if he's told me about any hobbies he has. So I'm also not entirely sure. I mean, they weren't like I know that it was live with that video call, but I'm not entirely sure if he's a little bit camera shy as well. But I would definitely like to do more of those. Now, on the topic of being jealous of people, again, I think it's a very human feeling. Um, and the other point I said was pretty strong as well. I will add to that of the people who are living similar to how you want to. That's where I think it often comes in, right? Um, and just knowing of these people does not necessarily make it easier. You have to be able to connect with them, and for them to realize that you're reaching out, and then yeah, to have the time, to have the accessibility, um, and I think that we should all be trying to make more opportunities to help those in our life or that we come in contact with, if they are looking to, if they're wanting to progress in their life, like finding out what they're passionate about, and then helping them either directly get opportunities or suggesting some to them that you may not otherwise be involved with. I think that a lot of us need to be. I mean, some people need to be more aware of that kind of stuff. I also think some people could express it better too. But again, the expressing it, it has to be reaching the right people, and the right, uh, what's the phrase? Right time, right place kind of thing. Because yeah, like I was at a networking event not that long ago, and I'm hoping to go to one Sunday. Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not, and I haven't eaten yet. And I'm sure that there were lots of potentially good connections there. It was slightly the format, so if I do make it to the next one, I'm curious to see if it's going to be the same format or not. I'm hoping not. I'm thinking that I don't know what kind of survey answers they got, but I'm hoping that other people may have also expressed like it was okay, but it wasn't the best. That being said, they did allow people to put, what they were looking for and how to contact them, although some people didn't do it very clearly, on along the wall there. So, but yeah, so hello, Abdul, happy birthday. Where are you watching from? Welcome. So yeah, you know, yeah, it's a mixture of the two things. It's a mixture of communicating your hopes and desires for your life, and it's a mixture of and it's connecting with the right people. And I think that you know, like I've had a thought often that, uh, you know, um, there's always people out there who know of things that would be really beneficial or helpful, um, to someone else. Um, and that's especially important when that someone else really could benefit. You know, when they have the time, when they have the abilities to uh, to to work with that. You know, um, and it's really sad actually that oftentimes one can have those latter two things, but they're not meeting the right people or having the right conversations often enough, or deeply enough to to learn that. Um, you know, uh, we all can be resourceful people, and yeah, hope for the best for each other, and do at least little things to help someone improve their circumstances. You know, if they feel that they need to. Um, I'm going to sit for a moment because it looks like the two people that were here may have left. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to sit for a moment and think, um, what I might say that would be in my case. You know, um, I am, one who loves to, be there, helping out others. But, we all need help sometimes. And there's, mostly I would say there's no shame in that. So I don't know which way I'd like to approach it, whether I'd like to approach it as, here's what I mean, I think anybody who sees enough of my videos will know that, what I'm putting out there, what I have to offer. And of course, um, in some instances, it would be a matter of uh, local stuff. And we're not going to say where. And at the moment, there's nobody here anyway. So, but I'm hesitant to ask for some of my needs until I feel like, there's a conversation and rapport being built. I'm gonna put the radio on. I want some song ideas. I want some background noise. Ugh. You think not into? Oh, okay, no, it's on. That is. Put it twice recently, actually. So, but for those that are unfamiliar with the channel, someone just tuned in. About 23 minutes in. There's been a few people here a little earlier, but their phones died or they're in different time zones. But for those that are unfamiliar with the channel, some of the things that I can do, other than like life coaching, is different healing modalities, which the life coaching could be also looked at that way, and then also music and performance. Um, so, yeah. And, like I say, not that I'm going to say where I am here, but, just in connecting in general, like I've been around, I mean, sure, some have, been around, um, this area and such more than I have, um, locally. But I know of a few things. But unfortunately, some of the things that I know of are not things that I'd necessarily recommend to someone else. Um, like I have background and experience in knowing, um, for instance, what doesn't work for as an employment count, support worker, and what could be more helpful. Um, in the past, I've had counselors, some better than others, uh, but none of them terrible, I would say. Um, and yeah, so basically, yeah. So that's another way to kind of, it sort of fits with the main theme of things here. Is there an area in your life of which you feel stuck in some way? And feel free to put it in the chat. I would think that most of us do have, but I would think that some people. Hello, Susan Christensen. How are you? Where are you watching from? First time to the channel? How'd you come across? I would think that most of us do, but some of us may be more easily able to find us to get a solution and become unstuck. Um, I'm not going to say that it's not possible for others, but for some it will be a bit more of a process to figure out, you know. So I don't think I'll add that into a typed comment though, because not mad. TA, how are you? The TA might be a typo. I'm okay. I've been feeling kind of lethargic and dealing with my health issues a bit today. And I'm trying to be hopeful and optimistic about the future. But I mean, I post this topic. I know that there are some that would be, relating to the difficulties more, but I do post it because I relate to them. You can see it if you missed me saying it. You can see it in the highlighted comment that I put in the chat. Um, I have lots of followers from the UK, so that's nice. What part of the UK? And I'm in Canada, near Edmonton. I really loved it. Was kind of ironic after rebunding Linda, coming across this, although she started to read some things that I felt would be uncomfortable to listen to. So I laughed. Then I saw something, and then I think it was right after reading something. And then I saw her again, but I was just struggling to focus on that particular stream at that moment. But she had a lovely Scottish accent, and uh, I love those accents. I'm going to read these on the computer. It's just a smidgen bigger, and of course, I can make it even bigger if I zoomed it. I got health problems as well. Yeah, I've got anemia, neuropathy, but it's been better lately. I'm not too sure if it's fairly, but not daily necessarily consistent vitamins. Um, there hasn't been that many differences in my life that I can pinpoint as to why it seems to be better. Because for a while there, like it would be very occasionally, and I almost thought it might be fibromyalgia, and then for a while it was like not super long ago. It was like I'd noticed it for like a week or so. Um, I'm agnostic, by the way. You bet it's nice where I am. No, it's still not spring. It's still winter, and I say meh to that. We had to change our clocks recently. I don't think that's just a Canadian thing, although I did learn that Saskatchewan doesn't do it. And so I feel like it should be spring now, but it's not. Yeah, and I have arthritis. Um, then I have some mild mental struggles. So, and unfortunately, I'd like to say that these things do not hold me back from, um, It's just that the opportunities just don't really seem to come to me very often, and when they do, they end up not being a fit, or things kind of fall through. Unfortunately, I don't really even feel like, I mean, maybe a little bit, but that it has all that much to do with my health conditions. But I knew of Matt Christensen, and I also knew of, I think it's a brand. I also know of Tracy, I think is her name. So, but yeah, hopefully you can see the highlighted comment. Can look at that a little bit closer. It covers three areas of things, and it should be showing at the very top or very bottom. See, I'm a go-getter. I feel like I kind of need to, because in some ways the way I've been living is not the way I want to live or deserve to live. You know, wow, that's putting it in a way. you know, but it's the way I'm living right now. So thankful for YouTube. But yeah, you can see the highlighted comment. I'd like to talk a bit more about that, which might also include some music performance. Although I feel like each of the two or three things mentioned are pretty important. And other than that, um, um, y'all feel free to tell about yourselves, like what kind of work you do, if you're a student, what you're studying, what your best subject is, that kind of thing. If you have pets, where you're watching from. So I think I have it on all comments here. But I realized that when you're watching streams, um, you can select that too to show all or top. So some of you might not be seeing some of the conversation because it's not, so, but I've selected it to all sometimes and it still doesn't show them all. And I only know that because when I wrap up, it'll say that there's a certain number of comments, and I'll say, okay, well, so and so put about 10 or 15, so and so put 3 or 4, or I maybe put a couple, and I do rough math in my head. I'm not great at math, and it's like that's almost double sometimes what I actually saw. So I'm following it on two devices, and if I don't see them on either of those, then there's not much I can do about it. Somebody can let me know, but if it's comments I'd want to see, if it's obviously a troll or somebody being stupid, which sometimes are the same thing, if I can't see it, there's not much I can do about it, so don't need to know about it. I never noticed that. I think that's inside out, but it's just not super obvious. That's okay. So, really appreciating your conversation, Susan. Truly, truly. You're the only one putting anything at the moment. I'm actually feeling mixed about the one that asked about happy birthday. He didn't say thank you, and he didn't really stick around, so I'll take care of that one. I walked my fridge and drank my PC. What kind of comment is that? Yeah, so like I mentioned, still, let me actually pull that up for a moment here. Still a lot of snow. I think last weekend we actually got some snow too, so. And they're calling for some today, actually. I'm just glad today's Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday at first. It's in the It's in the just into the minuses uh, in the Celsius. So they're actually saying it's supposed to be snow and blowing snow. There's been the past couple of days they've actually said it was supposed to be cloudy and stuff, and it actually was fairly nice. Today, like it's actually just natural lighting that I'm using in the room right now. Like it's not super sunny out, but it's not cloudy either. I wouldn't say, but supposed to get 50 gusting winds in a wind chill minus 15. So uh, more, I'll be out for a little bit. Ooh, no, they. Oh, if I get my bike fixed, hopefully I have a lovely lunch. Uh, and it's kind of similar. Actually, colder. 10 degrees colder in the morning tomorrow. Than about what it was said to be this morning uh, is what it's to be in the afternoon. Then it warms up a little bit, but we're still getting like minus 27, 19. Yeah. I'm just talking about the weather for a moment because somebody asked. Not that I'm going to talk about everything somebody asked about, but it's been yeah. Well, I know that UK gets a lot of rain, so I'm not surprised. Cold well on the summer? What do you mean by that? I'm eager for the summer festivals for the most part. I'm eager for the spring blooming. And by the way, if you haven't liked yet, please do. Please see the highlighted comment. I won't ask again. Just kidding. Well, that's why I typed it there and put it, uh, you know, so it stands out because that way I don't have to keep saying it. So I'll wait for that now, I think. Wait for you to speak on that. I thought that might have been what you meant. You have favorite things that you do in the summer there? Like one of my favorite things is called the Fringe Festival, and they have it in a lot of different places. And I know they have it in the UK. I'm not too sure what part of the UK you're in. I'm not too sure if it's just in one part. I do know that they probably have international performers. So, actually, here's a question. Anyone who's ever been to a Fringe Festival where they live, have you had a favorite international performer, whether it's been a busker or a play? Um, and especially if they were from Canada, I'd be curious. Again, Canada's a pretty big place, so they were probably not from where I'm from, but maybe they were. I'm not going to say specifically where I'm at in Canada, but and we're about halfway through the day now, so I'm happy about that. Prayers for their country. Whoops, what am I clicking there? But that is a lot of eyes. I don't know what you mean by it's me. So, yeah. I wish I could remember some of the UK ones we've gotten here because I'm sure there's been some. I don't know if he's local, but there is a fairly popular one, and it tours, I'm pretty sure, his show. There was 1 or 2 years where he skipped, but the show is called. You're making it weird, Jazzy. I'm not. Awkward Raphael, maybe? Interesting channel name. Why do you feel you're awkward? Well, there's a highlighted comment. Hopefully, you can see it. It should stand out near the you know top or lower part of your screen. and I'd like to talk about that. It also includes doing some music, perhaps. But at the moment, we were just talking about a theater festival. I'm not too sure where you're watching from, but I know that a lot of places have it. A lot of places in Canada. I think it may have originated in the UK, and then where else? Australia has it. Um, and yeah, so I was just about to mention when I know certain people are going to react in a certain way about it, but it's performance. I also like what I'll say if people have never heard of it. Okay, well then you probably have never heard of this. Nambia, that's fancy. I'm here in Canada. Thanks for the sixth like. Like I say, I do music. I have a highlighted topic I'd like to talk about, but and hopefully Susan, you're still there. But there's one I would preface in saying, not that it would, I feel, hugely matter either way, but I would preface this in saying that the performer I don't think normally does drag, and it's not very drag like. You know, for anyone who's seen what that can be. Um, but it's a show called God is a Scottish Drag Queen, and it's very popular even with straight people. Um, and it's hello, Levon Kimona. We actually own a couple of kimonas. Speaking of drag, no, just kidding. No, I think G got them because they like the fabric. They like the pattern on them. Um, he's actually not that really into fancy fashion, but he's got an artsy eye. Um, anyway, but I don't know if that person is Canadian or actually Scottish, and it's a big, uh, let's say burly, because I think that would be accurate. Guy. I'm trying to think of what other shows from the UK I've seen, because I've been going to that festival for years. It's kind of all a blur, to be honest. I've seen some Americans. I've seen some other Canadians. I've seen quite a few locals. I might have to look this up, jog my memory a little bit, see what I can find. But I really think they need to focus more on their local talent. It's not that they don't, but they have a certain amount of slots for international. And again, I'm not saying that that's not talent, that they're not worthy, um, or being racist. I'm just saying that I think they need to focus uh, on, you know, sourcing talent only from where we're from because it's where we're from. But let me just see if I can find anything about past shows. Um, Again, this festival tours and that. There's one called James and Jamesy, and I believe it's British, but I don't know if they are. I talked with the guy the one year actually. He was in line for something else I was going to. Uh, and thank you, Raphael. Um, because it's not currently going on, like I don't have a booklet for the festival right now, and so it's a little bit tricky to kind of find. I don't. I know some people would disagree with this. At least not where I'm from. The indigenous community is quite large and active, I would say. And I'm looking at a local festival. I don't necessarily feel that indigenous people are under it. Well, again, I don't mean to cause you know debate or hateful feelings or anything towards either but anyone, but I don't think that they are. I think that they have a very tight, they're very tight within their community, and they share that with other people, and I think that that's pretty good for the most part. So, uh, but whether there's a lot of theater for them is maybe because it says that it's the only Indigenous play that made it into the festival on that particular year. That was last year. No, yeah, last year. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember specifics at the moment. Um, I can't even remember. I mean, I can kind of remember shows I've seen, but I can't strongly. Um, I know there was one that was based on an old show that I'd never seen, but I think I'd heard of. And it was kind of whimsical and silly. And in fact, at one point in time, they had audience members. They asked for help from the audience, and nobody else really offered. I think everybody else was a little more shy or a bit more uh, reserved. They just wanted to be the audience. It was mostly adults because most kids would probably be like, pick me, right? Um, and so me and G were actually up there. Um, there was one that G was mentioning this morning or last night, but I don't remember exact. Oh, I do remember what it was called. How could I forget? Um, it was about religion, but it was kind of comedy, and I know some people may hear that a certain way, but it was it was just a comedy. What else have I seen? I've seen some dance ones. Uh, just looking at my device, looking at. I saw one that actually featured somebody I knew in it, and she pretty much talked about her growing up and some of the hardships she'd been through. I didn't. I knew her from her work, so it was kind of interesting to learn a bit more about her that way. There was one about a guy that his mother was developing Alzheimer's or whatever, and he used to communicate with her via letters, and then he continued to do so after she passed that way or something like that. I talked with him afterwards, and I thought we were maybe going to connect, but so far nothing's come of it. So like that's what I mean. I mean he wasn't local. I think he was from Montreal or something, or BC maybe. But I mean, so it has to be people with similar priorities, people who are truly looking for collaboration. Um, not just they think, oh, it sounds cool, but they actually are looking to do it. Um, you know, um, yeah. So how about you? Has anybody been to any interesting concerts or festivals, or have any particular memories from such? Any favorites? I'm just looking through things on the computer here because I mean I always have fun at it, but my recollection is a little bit, for whatever reason, is a little bit vague. Uh, I remember I saw one, and I kind of knew one of those performers too, and she had it had a live band, but it was a theater thing, and I know that there was two of the characters were in a relationship, and they were going through things with that a little bit. I honestly don't remember much else from that. I just remember that the theater was comfy, that the set was really well done, that it was cool that they had the live band, and uh, I saw a Shakespeare thing once because G was actually in it. Um, uh, I've never really grown up on Shakespeare, believe it or not. Some people won't have either, but many will have. And I didn't think it was. I didn't really feel it, but I wanted to see it at least once because he was participating, and the person who put it on is a little bit has a few screws loose, I must say. But yeah, it. I mean, there are probably aspects of it I like. I remember one of the cast members had been. I may have even seen it twice, thinking I may have missed something the first time. Although part of me thinks I don't think I would have been able to sit through it twice because it's like it's not really my type of thing, like I say. But I almost remember the character not having an injury in the one, and then later having one, and but she still performed it her part really well. Uh, I did finally see that one I was mentioning earlier, the Scottish one. Um, yeah, again, feel free to share. And if you're commenting and it's not showing up, I apologize. I've had to reload it on the computer because it said that it looked like I needed to, so I'm waiting for it to do that. Um, yeah, I saw kind of a spin-off of Mary Poppins last year. Uh, that's a I think it's Disney, right? Classic. It's super califragilisticexpialidocious. And but yeah, it's not all musicals. Like it's really a variety. Um, yeah, I've seen some magic shows as well, uh, and a couple people talking about adversity a little bit. And oh, you're still here, Susan. Glad to have you here. I mean, I did say that, yeah, and we all know that that word is from that movie. I think, don't we? I also saw I was watching AGT recently, and it was one of the editions where somebody had a dog with them, and it must have been not the first audition because they had like the set all done up and this and that, and she was doing a thing kind of from that. I thought it was just all right. Um, but what's been really nice is that there's a relative that I had a fallout with a few years ago, and for the past couple of years, and it never used to be something she was really all that into, even with all the variety. Last couple of years, we've been going to that, and so I'm looking forward to that again this year. Um, I would love to find something before then, but I get some perks, which is very helpful, and I'm not sure if we would find something before then, but we really should look. Also to go to with G. So, um, so have you never been to Fringe Festival, Susan? In fact, I knew a Christensen that I met from that. And I did think of her earlier, but I'm more fully putting that together now. Like I'm sure, like I say, I know that the UK has at least one uh, every summer, and that I think it originated there. I think so. Oh well, maybe I should look into it for this summer. And what I might also suggest is that you look into volunteering at it if it's close enough by, and that because like not you wouldn't have to perform. It's mostly ticket selling, ushering, info station, uh, um, like hospitality. Uh, you know, if they have like a beer tent or stuff like that. Um, it can be a lot of fun, and you get perks, or at least the local one you do, um, where you can see shows for free. So it can be a bit busy, but if it's anything like ours, you have a maximum of 4 shifts, and yeah, so um, I would check it out. I've been doing that for years now. Hello, Ramina Solo, or am I saying that right? Salu, Sulu, yeah. So I'd like to focus on the highlighted comment though that I put in there. So if we could look at that, that would be great. And I'm sure that we could all find some benefit from doing so. I don't know what else to say on it other than what I have said before both of you got here. Ramina, where are you watching from? Is that an Italian name by any chance? Or um, but yeah, I'd like to see what other people might have to say on it. Romina, you're retracting your comments. Why? Wondered why it was jumping around funny a little bit. So, anybody have any favorite singers and songs? That was one of the mentions. It's not necessarily the most deep or the most necessarily thing that would necessarily help me or other viewers that might be experiencing what the other stuff was, but I want to try to keep doing music for the most part. Now, this morning my phone was at 100%, of course. It when I finally got this rolling, it's not still. So what's it at? 59. Okay. And it was at, I think, hello, Mike Melbreeze, Michael, Mikhail. Man, you guys are challenging me with the names today. But no, I think I got that right. Levon, are you still there? Or, I mean, you didn't say anything else, so I didn't say anything else to him, really, specifically. It does make me think of a song, though, but not sure if I'd want to do it or not. But yeah, I'm a little lethargic. I'm trying to think. My phone, I think, was at 74 or 84% before I started. So I would say that I'd probably be good for another 20 or 30 minutes, energy-wise, and before I have to plug in my phone. So I want to remind everybody the importance of stretching and how good that can be, and also hydration and fresh air and sunshine. I think I need to. I'm a little lightheaded. I'm going to let a bit of fresh air in. Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good time. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Wow. I don't know if people just have distracting environments that they're in, or if their phone has died, or what, or if certain comments aren't coming through, or what. But Susan, if you're still there, I really thank you for the conversation. It's one of the main reasons why I rolled today, and that's it's appreciated. I was just thanking you for the conversation. Nobody else having as in-depth a conversation. Well, I mean, and it's not even super in-depth, but it's a conversation still. I mean, it might not be for personal reasons, though, but if it is, they're wrong. But we can't gel with everybody. I'm glad we're gelling. I mean, but it's not entirely joking to say that they may be wrong. Sometimes people judge people too quickly or wrongly. So, well, you write just fine. I don't know why you would think you aren't. Please tell me you're working. You give the vibe as if you are. I'd rather not know if you're not, to be honest. But yeah, so I'm feeling a little lethargic, but I've only been rolling for an hour. I'd like to try and do another 30, 45 minutes. So I was asking if you're over 18. I'm hoping that you are. If you're not, I'd rather not know, because I am enjoying the conversation with you. And like I say, at the moment, you're the main contributor. And yeah, I don't want to be doing anything awkward, or that others may potentially see as that. But we're getting along, so it went from 4 to 1 to 2. Okay, that's coming up. Any special plans for it? I know someone who passed away quite young, in her early 30s, January 25th, 2025, but she wasn't 25, but her birthday is March 25th. And speaking about doing things special, I know she'd be okay, just like anyone who has loved ones in heaven. When their birthdays come around, they don't, I don't feel like they would make us, like they'd be disappointed in us if we didn't do something, but it might be nice to do something, whether that's ordering a meal or. That's the second person that said something about being in, and it's kind of odd, to be quite honest. And I almost can, I can, but I almost can't envision what eating a Kit Kat sideways is about. And In Your Walls, that must be based in some movie. And it's ironic because thinking of my grandmother so much today, that was one of her favorites. But give me a break. It is no, I don't think so. And yeah, it'll be nice in her memory. You don't think you're doing much for your birthday, is what you're saying. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about karaoke venue, and it's the easiest one for us to get to. We almost were at it recently, actually. Repositioning myself, and feeling tight and stiff. So just so you know, Susan, because hopefully you've subscribed and hit the notification bell, there's a couple of us in the home that utilize this channel. It's mostly me, and every now and then on any weekend, it's the other person. So you might tune in sometimes and see somebody else, most likely playing classical piano or just piano in general, but every now and then chatting as well. Yeah, so a blonde guy with a goatee. Just it might look like gray hair depending on your device, or the lighting. But was there 6 likes a moment ago? Did I just see one disappear, or am I just imagining? But yeah, yeah. So and that is G. Asking his name because then he might would best to just say hi there, jump right into it. But yeah. So again, do you have any favorite singers and music groups? I think most of us do. I do realize it may or may not be a hard question though. But yeah, as far as I don't know, I might just order something. I don't know. And mine's passed like 2 or 3 months ago, so it's still a bit of time away. Jesus in the summer. He's not one that's actually used to celebrating it. He appreciates that we do something, but when his parents split up, they stopped celebrating birthdays. I don't remember how old he was, but what country music? I mean, I don't hate Eminem or rap, but I don't know much of his songs, nor do I am I necessarily the greatest rapper. I do know that he's doing some faith music now, with Lauren Daigle specifically. I don't know who else. And I think that thing I found with him and Steven Tyler, I think that was not live necessarily. Pardon me. But what country music? Because actually, I think it was someone in the UK not that long ago had told me that they hear a twang in my voice. I don't know if you do. That's the first time it came with the symbol, but only on this device does it show the symbol. But I'm originally from a small town in Ontario, and not a lot of cowboys or whatever, but yeah. So originally from the country, and now a city dweller. Sometimes I miss the country, but I bet if I was out in it for very long, I'd miss the city. But I just kind of miss my 20s and my younger days. I'm not much past my 20s, but Yeah. So anyway, we got two other people here. So welcome, welcome. Don't be shy. Yeah. So, but I do believe that, especially with the singing, I have a pretty good voice for country. I can do the deep. I can do the yeah. I only know his one song. At first, I thought you were mentioning Kenny Chesney. I know a few more of his, but I would prefer other suggestions. No offense to him, he's lovely. Um, I mean, I could, and in fact, not that long ago, I did do some keyboard covers of his, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Chesney, but again, I prefer other country song requests. And not that I'm likely to know it or know their songs very well, but out of curiosity, are there other rappers that you like other than Eminem? Everybody has Kit Kats and M&Ms in here, and soon we'll have a candy store. And to the other person that's here, don't be shy. If I see your comments, I'll read them. And if you're not a troll, hopefully Susan would be nice enough to put your comment in under her name. If I get looks like you left, maybe possibly if I'm not reading them. At the moment, the radio is just making a bunch of staticky noise. Might be slightly in between two stations. I don't know why I'm just noticing it now, but it is kind of getting to me. So just a moment. Oh. And speaking of the other person in the channel, I kind of mentioned him because I was thinking I might call him shortly. He's at work, but I thought I might give him a quick call. So I might be able to get him to say hi, but I don't know if he's not probably quite on his lunch yet. But I'm kind of excited to see if we end up doing some music soon. Dolly Parton, no, she's a classic, yeah. I don't like that she did music with FYC. But yeah, otherwise, she's a good classic. I know a fair number of her songs. In fact, I know one that just came to mind. Would have been really ironic if it was the other day because I remember I introduced some people at a certain place to it once, and that place kept coming to my mind for reasons earlier, but now, would you like to hear some country fusion? And if, well, oh, why don't we do country hip hop? That could be cool. Now, I haven't done as much with the preset and the keyboard and the hip hop side of things. I don't think it's that hip hoppy, but it might be. I kind of want to keep that open because I just opened it for some fresh air. So the dog's not bad. Usually he's pretty well behaved when I'm doing music and it's not too distracting. But if he hears noise outside because the thing's open, he might be. So let me bring this to the keyboard, and you'll get to hear me do some music. Woo! Again, if there's specific song requests, feel free. Okay, here we go. I did just sit down. That's right, because I adjusted the radio. The computer's being slow. In fact, I might go back and get the tablet. It wasn't being slow till I wanted to pull up a song. It's nice to come over to the keyboard during the day. For a while, I didn't have a cell phone to live stream. And then we didn't have the keyboard, but we had other instruments. Tablet, right. I remember seeing it. It's faster. In fact, I don't really need it to auto scroll with the okay. Ooh. Okay. Not gonna get distracted by my emails right now. I did just, I think it was this morning or last night. No, this morning. I found out about a Beatles song that I had never known about, but there's one part of the lyrics I was a little unsure about, but otherwise I very much related to it, especially with feeling extra slow this morning. Okay, we've got it open here, so let's just use it here. Okay. So let me just get the keyboard set up. I don't know what section the hip hop is in. There's hip hop light, but there's more than just that one, and that's what I'm seeing. Did you realize that I was talking about doing covers? I think you did. But now you know because I'm sitting at the keyboard. That one's kind of cool. It's actually called Monkey House. Let's try it. I don't know if you know this one. I don't know if it's... Actually, I'm starting to not like the... Let's try this one. It's maybe not one of our super popular ones, but... My life is like unto a bargain store. I may have just what you're looking for. If you don't mind the fact that all the merchandise is but with a little mending, it will be as good as new. But you can take, for instance, this old broken heart. If you would just replace the missing part, you would be surprised to find how good it really is. Take it, and you'll never be sorry that you did. The bargain shop is low, come inside. You can easily afford the price. Love is all you need to purchase all the merchandise. Guaranteed to be completely satisfied. Take these old memories from the past, and these broken dreams and planted in life. I'll trade them for a future. I can't use them anymore. I really love, but I still have some more. The bargain shop is inside. You can easily afford the price. Love is all you need to purchase all the merchandise. Very simple, of course, it's true. Guarantee that you'll be satisfied. Bargain store. before. It's a very basic tune, I do think so. You don't mind the fact that all the merchandise is you. And with a little mending, it will be as good as new. It's mostly other ones of hers that it's mentioning underneath this, except for Take Me to Church. Yeah. So there's a sample. It kind of sounded like Middle Eastern music, a little bit. It reminds me of that Lambert covered. There, quick change artist. So, unless you give me other song requests, I don't have any. But what I was thinking of doing, like I say, is calling G, the other person I was mentioning. It won't be very long. I'm not too sure if he's on his lunch break yet. I'm not too sure, and we never say it works. I'm not too sure how busy they are. And I don't have a ton to say, and he might not either. But if you could think of this could be kind of a cool idea, just to get something more than a hello from him. If you could ask either or both of us a question about something, an opinion about something or whatever, what would it be? And I thought there was more hip hop. There is a hip hop groove one. What's it sound like? That one's kind of cool. I'd like to use that for something, but I don't know what. I hope tomorrow actually is at least not super cloudy. The past couple days have been pretty nice and not icky because it's just nice to get outside. But anyway, not really feeling the fresh air. Holy smokes! I'm gonna wait to open the window because sometimes our area is very busy, and it's about to be. Very, very busy. So no thoughts on the song specifically? Okay. 1 o'clock, just a little after 1. So there it's probably about 5, I'm guessing. Yeah, do you have a question, an opinion question, a get to know question about me and the other person on the channel? Or just, for me and the other person on the channel. And I'm just going to go check the mail quickly. We don't get a lot of it non-digitally, but just for a quick breather and to do that, I'm going to. Yeah, I can't count the army time as well, but 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so I was kind of right. Could just say, yeah, you're right. Just kidding. That would have worked. Instead of making me count on my digits. I see the illustrator there. No, he didn't. What's his face? His new car. The other one wasn't that old. Oh, this is a call I've been waiting on. I'm going to see. You're welcome to stay and listen. I'm not too sure how long I'll be. Hello. Oh, hey. How are you? Good. So, do you remember me from the induction test? Um, I have a dark beard and long hair. Yeah, it's been a few years. How have you been? Sounds like you're. Yeah, sounds like you've been doing some interesting things though. So, if I remember what the website said, it was just before the pandemic started. If I remember what the website said, I haven't looked a lot, but it was just before the pandemic came out. I don't think so. Oh, I'm all right. I wasn't actually sure if I got my number. I knew it from an email, but that's okay. Yeah, so, one of the things I was calling about is I know that you, or I've noticed via social media and a picture that I saw. I was like, I don't know if I mentioned it in the call, but I was like, this guy looks familiar. And then I realized it was you and that you've got facial hair now too. From the creative movie. I haven't been to anything yet, but I'm curious. I did look a little bit into the upcoming one though. I'm not too sure if I'm all that interested. I'm probably sure if you're seeing or really have any strong pull towards kind of for speech pathology. Definitely like to check it out in the future. I also, and it actually almost worked out because also on that day to lead me here is a networking thing. It's part of film training in Manitoba, but they sort of musicians and stuff too. So. And I've been to one there and last month, and I'm not too sure if it's going to be the same format. This one, I'm kind of hoping not, but it was okay, but I think it could have maybe improved a bit with this. So when they did do a survey afterwards, so I think it was that so far. And so yeah, I don't know if that would be something I would be interested in, but so that's also on the fun. I believe that is yeah. And the thing that we're still trying to figure out is we don't drive, and there's no really good place to put a bike there, and it's sort of winter. So if we do end up going, we could go to consider. Me and the other person that I have too. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, we still on that one. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And you know, yeah, I don't do my other things I do. I went to one once, but it's supposed to. It really just for anyone who's a creator, performer, and it takes time to teach. It's sort of passion that side of it. Yeah, what I meant by the format of the first one is it's like it wasn't a dating thing, but we did it like we had lots of pairs and sort of like 7 to 10 minutes talking to one person and then we moved to the next pair. We had a rough go on the first show. And I think that was maybe one reason why they made us thought that maybe that wasn't it was otherwise fairly freestyle. And they did kind of allow for people to kind of mingle a little bit. But it's something I'd like to go through more and something like that we can use in the future. And yeah, I've been kind of stuck in a bit of a rut actually. So another reason to consider something. And it's one of the things creative with work with it, yeah, I mean, most does have a home-based business and has and I am trying to launch into like this thing and, and it's creative opportunities. So, And it is a bit early, but there's nothing like before. It's not super really great morning. But yeah, it seems like it's never ending too. Yeah, it would be about a 20-minute walk. So it depends how I'm feeling, in the morning. Oh, okay. Here I thought that we said it at 7 a.m. But I think there's often a walking portion, like they walk by the river a bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Have you been going to it often for a while? Like 2 years. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I said in my message that, and I don't know how many volunteers they have, but that might be an interest as well at some point. But it was this other thing, the film place that I was mentioning, where one of the people, I don't know if you know Dario. I don't know his last name. I know he's a black fella and he works in marketing. Yeah, he was the one that told us about it, actually. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, oh, that sounds like it has good potential. And like I say, there's at least some things to check out about it online. But yeah, I wouldn't mind going to that. Like I say, maybe not this month, but yeah, there at that. Yeah, no, at the film group. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for calling. You have our number and we're ready to reach you. And yeah, let's maybe connect closer to the 20th and see what that looks like, and if there's any other events that you think I might be into, feel free to let me know about them. Okay, I'm not yet, but well, where's that at? Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't go downtown a lot these days, but yeah, that know that area. Yeah. And are you're still performing music? It looks like you. Oh, you are still. Okay. Hmm. But you're in a group outside of that too, aren't you? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, I would love to see my self-employment amped up a bit and to be working on that. Kind of been kind of stuck trying to figure out what to do next on that, and but yeah, I mean, it kind of runs in my family that like my dad passed when I was young. He was self-employed. My brother is self-employed, but he lives overseas. But so not it's not just because they were, but I mean, it's kind of ironic that that's kind of the direction I feel pulled in. But yeah, it takes a lot of tenacity and of course some luck and opportunity. Oh, really? Oh. That's the thing. Sometimes it's hard to make much happen in the first one or two times, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, something else I could think of to mention. I shouldn't keep too much longer, but for right now, but is that I have interest in. I've done a few, but it's been a while. But I have interest in interviewing people, about their careers or their passions or whatever. So I think you'd be a pretty good guest actually to maybe do that with. And for a little while there, I guess because um, formats of things change a little bit, and then it's kind of like you have to relearn things or whatever. I didn't know how to invite a guest on the screen. I just recently learned how to do that. It wasn't an interview; it was just a privatized video call that I did with somebody. So yeah, that might be something to look into as well. Yeah. I do them mostly music though, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I say, I have in the past, but it's been a while, so I'd like to start doing it again. Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, thanks for calling, and sounds good. Okay, have a good day. Thanks. Bye bye. Okay, Susan, are you still there? Oh, 133. Okay, that was potentially good. Sounds kind of interested. So I just had to make a very quick call. I know if you were here a moment ago, I was on one. That one I was expecting it, but it wasn't the person I was planning to call. It's the other person who's sometimes on the channel though. So okay, you left, so whatever. I'd kind of like to wait till there's people here for him to say hi to, but and it's true the wait wouldn't be necessarily that long for viewers, but will it be somebody who says anything? But I guess I do have a little bit more I could tell him about now, since that. So yes, the person I'm about to call will be very briefly. I'm not too sure if he's on his lunch break yet or not, and it's the other person who you'll sometimes see on this channel actually. So I'll have him say hi to you guys, and if anybody, okay. If he's on his lunch break, he might be able to sit and wait for you to type a question if you get here and choose to. Yeah, it only took 2 or 3 days for him to call back. I think this was the third day, and it's 1 o'clock. Hi, how's it going? Oh, yeah, you on lunch? Oh, okay. Okay. You don't do that on the stovetop. Okay. Is it? I guess I didn't know that you could put that in the microwave. Has it been busy there? Okay. Well, I was streaming, and I'll see if the person who just tuned in has anything they'd like to ask or whatever. But it looks like they left. Other than that, I'm feeling kind of lethargic, but I'm glad we're kind of past the mid part of the day now. And apparently it's pretty windy, but otherwise looks not bad out. So I got that phone call that I was waiting for, and It sounds like someone who is quite involved with that Creative Mornings thing that I was looking at. And he knows, actually does know the person that mentioned it to us, and he might be able to help me get there sometime for that very day. Um, but for the thing on the 20th, he's somewhat interested in that, so we're going to talk closer to then and see if he's interested in going. And he says he doesn't know this, so keep on. So yeah, and he does coaching for business owners, and also he is either in or open to the community, and yeah, and plays guitar and stuff. Yeah. Looks a little bit like me, but a little bit thicker hair and a little older, I think. But anyway, okay, well, you enjoy your lunch, and it doesn't look like there's any burning questions coming in. But then again, the person just got there, but yeah, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Well, do you have a question for me? It's been a bit hectic. Lovely, but hectic. I think I went up there. I was going to bring the dog down. He just seemed pretty content where he was. So, okay, that's good. I can tell Cat about that later, and maybe dog. That's optimistic. It's too bad I don't want to go to the one thing, but considering that there'd be two things, and they're quite social things and in person, I think if I can get to that one thing, that'd be good. So we have two of you here now. Yes, if you have a song request, if you have a question for me, there is a highlighted comment that hopefully you see easily on the screen there. And if you do, I'd be really happy to talk about that, because we sort of have in this, but not in a deep extent. And he's doing. If I had wanted to go back into it, I don't. But he lives close enough; he could probably bring us to it, and that would be great. And they'd be really blessed to have somebody play the unique instrument that G plays. But it is I don't know if the store moved. I almost think they did. But there's a lot of people in a smallish room if they didn't, and the leader was so. And I kind of hope that doesn't come up more with this individual, because he's probably close with them. But anyway, so yeah, song requests, questions, thoughts on the highlighted comment. I didn't know that still spun. Oh, hi. Took me a moment to process the name, but yes, of course I remember you. Well, you didn't ask, but of course I do. Some people that do that, though, like 2 or 3 days later. Do you remember me? Yeah, it's only been 2 or 3 days. I don't remember anything I said. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, I remember we were talking about your pets, and we were talking about the country you're from. And other than that, I'm not sure I remember much, but it was lovely. And so let's do it again. I'm sitting at the keyboard, actually. So I know you were trying to think of songs the other day, and if you could think of any, or if you have any questions for me, I also have a highlighted comment, like I say, that with a topic. And I'm also going to bring this up on the computer just in case. But I'm glad that it said after that stream that there was eight new subs, but I didn't see any that I didn't already know about. So I guess they did. I don't know if that was intentional or why they would have. So, but I do remember I went to your page yesterday, and you don't have videos posted, but good to have viewers and chatters as well. So I guess I do have a songbook in front of me. You could see what we got there. And then we wonder. I think mixy. Just going to see what song it's called. I'm coming back. Yeah, the one that your grandmother liked. I guess you have it in a playlist or something. Okay. If I didn't have my naps, you know, in a day, and I had to stay up until bedtime. Have my naps. Oops, sorry. Then I'd be having coffee right now, I think. But and if it was Friday, but I have a semi early morning Saturday, so. Yeah. So we have somebody that was just going to look up a song that they couldn't remember what it was called. I think the one that their grandmother liked. It doesn't mean it's a really old song or that it's not a good one. And y'all left. Oh, what's the charge at? 45? Okay. I think 41 minutes ago, I think. It was close to the hour mark. I checked and it was at, I want to say 54. 50 something. So not bad. Okay, hopefully I know it. I could try and learn it on the spot, but I really prefer having familiarity with the lyrics and the melody. Oh, seriously? Oh my God. Sorry. I know that may sound stupid, people, but so what? Now there's two songs called that. If you're talking about the one that your grandmother liked, I'm going to guess it's a little bit more likely the Rod Stewart one. Or is it the newer one? I love the message in that song. Not that long ago I did it. Hello to Ray in the spirit world. I think I'd rather do the Rod Stewart one, even if that's not the one you meant. If it's not, you're learning a new song. If it is, cool. I mean, I guess some people might think of this one. Or that one because of this one. Maybe I'll just do, yeah. But they might not recognize it because I'm going to do something fancy with it. You're not saying which one it is, but yeah, I'm going to do this one, I think. So it might be the one you're talking about. Just rubbing some lotion in. This stuff has a nicer smell than I thought. I don't use that particular stuff very often. Okay. I just want to very quickly check, make sure that I have the doors closed upstairs, other than the room that the dog is in, because he might get into things. Okay. Sorry, it's a bit chilly, but not bad. Okay. We're starting with a D. May the good Lord be with you down every road you roam. And may sunshine and happiness for a party when you're proud alone. May you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And to note in there for it. Oh, E. I'm reading it as B. Yeah. Nope. That's the Well, then you're thinking of the other one. Let's dance in style, let's play for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only counting the stars. Let us live forever. I don't like it as much, but it's not bad. We got 5 of you here. Welcome, welcome. So I'm just looking at some songs now. If you have any requests or... Hello, Danielle. Do you have a vision impairment? Is that why? Because otherwise I'm not understanding. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just asking. Just looking at a song list here. If you have any other requests or the highlighted comment. Put your zip hoodie on inside out. Then zip it up. Then leave it on inside out. Don't take it off. Don't be a troll. How's that? There's some faith music being suggested under this for some reason. And a couple other by the same singer. That I've heard of one, but I don't otherwise know. I don't know if I care for that one much. I can't quickly go to check what song's coming back. If you want to look up other songs that you have in a playlist and you need that visual, you're welcome to go do so. Yeah, totally. I'm not sure if I'm liking the ones that suggest underneath this. So, I mean, some of them I don't even know. So, that's what I figured you meant. Yeah, and it's about the same time as it was the other day, almost 2. Time hasn't moved at all. I believe you. I appreciate it. Thank you. If the other person is commenting anything, unless she's using another device and she's still the one viewing, if the other person is commenting anything, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. So, but if you're not being a troll, just ask Rista when she gets back, and maybe she can put it in the comments for us. If you're not commenting anything, why not? I don't know if this is the song. I think it is. Okay. So, I mean, I'm agnostic. I could do this one, and I'll try not to think about pastor things and mixy connections, this, that. Okay. I am familiar with it, but I actually learned some things about the singer not that long ago that make me less interested in playing that one, unfortunately. But keep asking for songs, and I'm sure I'll... Or if you want to look at the highlighted comment, the topic that I initially wanted to talk about in here still hasn't been spoken about in that much depth. It's been a lovely conversation. Then I had a couple phone calls distract me a little bit. But I'm not expecting any other phone calls. So, but yeah, I'd really love to talk more about that too. That would be delightful. Somebody was asking about country music earlier. I think they left when I was on my phone call because it wasn't as quick as I thought it was going to be, and it also wasn't who I had expected it to be. That's not the sticker. Oh, yes, it is on the one. Okay. But did I turn that off? I didn't know that. Oh, no. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise and not to sleep. Still I will play. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. Blessed be the name. Sun shining down on me. All that it should be. Your name on the heart with suffering in the every blessing you pour out, I did most of to praise when the darkness. I've never heard of that, so I can't even go with that notion of that song, unfortunately. But I am very diverse, I promise. Still love us too. Blessed be the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. would say that sounded like disco, but. Oh, hello. That I know. Who was it? There was actually somebody on AGT who may have been related to the lady who was famous in the monkey world, monkeying around. No, Jane Goodall. There was a guy named Goodall who covered this song, and also I saw it done in a very interesting music and magic thing where there was cards and they were associated with keys. Saw that just recently, both of them actually. Sure, I'd be happy to do that one. Okay. Do you have a genre you'd like to pick? It doesn't have to be the genre that it's in. But if you have a... Oh, I don't want to lose your love. I heard that on the radio just recently. Tonight. I don't want to lose you tonight. This stuff is runnier than I thought it was. You haven't said anything about the songs I've done so far, but hopefully you will. I know you're just in looking for songs mode, partially. Well, I'm just using the presets because that's fun, but I've been playing since I was about 7. Do you play? What's something a bit fancier than that? Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. I've done, or maybe I didn't do the. Just a minute. Maybe the one that you mentioned wasn't the one you were referring to. I did sing a little bit of it though, and then I think I've done. I sang a little bit of the other one, and I'm about to do this one. So yes, I am. I think there's a bit of a lag. There was the other day with your comments. I noticed so. You'll know this song. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Hey boy, ready to try it. Took the midnight train going anywhere. I wasn't sure if I was liking the preset, and then that one came in. It's a faster preset, and the tempo was way out. Woo-wee. Let's try this. Let's move this. I normally have it under a hat. I'm just a bit warm, so I'm trying to get it flat. Just a small town girl living in a lonely road. Midnight train going anywhere. Pretty boy, Afro-Cuban. Born in South Detroit. I think I'll stick with this one. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Singing in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. Her smile lingers near the night. Searching in the night, street light, people, finding hope for nights in the night. The chorus come in there? What's the everybody wants a thrill. You and anything to I thought that I heard our dog upstairs, but maybe not. Maybe that was just somebody going by outside of the radio in the other room. Okay, let's see what it suggested under there. I also pulled it up in kind of a particular way. So let's see here. Let me just look this up here. Keep the request coming. I would still really love to focus on the highlighted comment that I initially started this with. Sweet Caroline. I think you were mentioning Taylor Swift the other day, weren't you? I think this is Taylor Swift. And I can make him stay. Just saying. Just saying. And continue to get back. I'm kind of wanting to eat a bit more. I had my first meal at like 10 o'clock this morning. So, oh, this isn't the song I thought it was. Or it's a weird. Okay, I read that wrong. That's what people say. That's what people say. Losing best like that. That's what people say. That's what people say. What an organ. little like you. Won't stop grooving to my love in my head. It's gonna be alright. Hello, Dylan Cousins. How are you? I had a Kyle Cousins in my hometown. And of course, we all have cousins, although I don't have that many. Smile, Charlie Chaplin. That's ironic. And hello to Ray. And I hope that we still got, is it Remike? Ramik? This is a nice variety. It's a group that does covers. So I think I would have looked at it before, but maybe not. I wonder if this is a song. I think it is. Oh, it's old school. And I don't really like it because a lot of the things are the things I would want, and that many of us would. I don't know if I want to do Billionaire. Boy's Boyfriend. Maybe Candles. So yes, I'd like to. I just saw a song idea that made me think to say that if anybody has a cool career or an interesting hobby and you'd like to be a guest on my stream in the future, please let me know in the comments and we can see if we can work that out. That'd be lovely. Dylan, how are you? Where are you watching from? First time here? I can't remember if I remember you or not. It's been a little while, if so, I think, since you've said anything anyway. And so far right now, all you've said is hi, but and that's the most recent comment I see. That's more the other person in the house. I mean, I do know the notes and the chords, but and I have been playing, and that Don't Stop Believing, I think there might be a bit of an audio delay like the other day, but I was doing some stuff. But yeah, the other person in the home is more the piano player. I do guitar, but rhythm. I'm really more of a vocalist, to be honest. Do I want to do Faithfully? I don't like to go your own ways in there. But I'll noodle when it feels right. I'm not the greatest at improvising, but I do know the chords. Like I could do a little mini piano lesson. So from the 2 keys, if you have a piano or next time you're at one, you can thank me for this later. Feel free to send donation. But from the like there's 2 keys and then there's 3 blacks. 2 blacks, 3 blacks, 2 blacks, 3 blacks all the way, right? So pretty much the first one lines up with C. So we got C sharp, E flat, F, F sharp, C flat, A, B flat, B. Doesn't sound so great with that effect. Well, it sounds kind of cool, but I think it changed the effect when I changed the style. So we'll see if that's the case. Yeah, it's the alphabet pretty much, C to G. This is an interesting combination of songs. Let's give it a try. A little bit. Oh, that being said, I just realized something about the original singer. So, Josh. This one might be a good one. Just gonna grab my slippers, and I feel like I need them to eat something. I don't have anything much that I want to eat. anybody wants to send us some money, we could order out tonight. That'd be delightful. Ah. Not that really, it's fine. Okay. Not saying much about the ones I am doing, but okay. No, I'm not going to do that one. Sorry. But I have done some of your other requests, and I have a feeling you're going to know a lot of the ones I'm looking at right now. So, whoops. What did I do there? Sorry about that, Rista. I accidentally clicked hide you from the channel. I didn't mean to, so hopefully you're still there. I didn't mean to hide your comment, Rista. Hopefully you're still there. Sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for destination. I'm not going to do that one, actually. Everything will be long enough, and I can't transpose it on this device. Let's see here. Like I say, obviously there's a bit of a delay between our connection. I noticed that the other day, but I did run through the keys. And if you'd like to book a lesson, you can send to just please only use our leading healing on here, or just jump right into conversation. But COLTYNROCKS@gmail.com. But I mean, and we could do a private call in here, private unlisted call, and I mean, that's really the fundamentals, the basics, what you need to know. And then it's just putting it together into songs. But if there's anything else particular that you'd like me to show you, I can try and do so. I keep getting cold arms and then getting too warm. This is why I used to like to wear that thing, but I had to put it in the wash. There's the other one right there. I know it feels so, but I don't know. It's perfect. And I've missed it. Oh yeah. Keeps my warm, but it's not as cool otherwise. I mean, although yes, it feels. I think it's just cold because it was sitting kind of in the foyer here, but I don't know if it probably could use a washing. I just don't know if it requires a special washing or not, and I don't think it has a tag, so it's not that bad. It just, yeah, feels like I've been wearing it for a while. Cool. Happy to have you still here. I'm going to have to wrap up soon, probably, and plug in my device. 32%, ironically. Wanna leave a footprint? No regrets. You won't forget. I want to say I live each day till I die. That I meant something in somebody's life. Every time the truth that I need, that I need a difference, and this world will see. I was I live, I love, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I want. It was more than I thought it would be. I believe my heart. Everyone knows I live, I love, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I believe my heart. I give my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, left this world just a little better because I was here. I live, I love, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mind. The radio seems louder in the other room now for some reason. We got 4 of you here, speaking of. Here I am. Oh, here I am reaching out to give you love that you're without. I can give you love you need more. Anyway, someone was mentioning Dolly Parton earlier. So we've got, so feel free to ask for songs. Really love if somebody said something on the highlighted comment. Sorry, taking 2.5 hours. I mean, we did talk a little bit. Oh, okay. There's still snow on the ground here. I don't think it has snowed today, but I won't give up on even if the skies look rough, giving it all, my love, still looking up. You've never seen snow, like even in movies, even on TV shows, even in pictures? Are you serious? Are you serious? We have big plants in this window here. I can show you snow, and I can show you someone walking in it. Yeah. Yeah. Can I draw cartoons? Well, if I was to do any type of art, that would be the type I would do, but we're not here to talk about it. Oh, I did mention that. Yeah. Yeah. You betcha. Does anybody think it would be a bad idea to have my laptop on top of the keyboard that's playing out of the speaker? I got a book in between the two, but nobody's watching right now except for, Rista is here, I believe, but. It's not that it doesn't matter, but I don't know why you need to know it. But lately, they've been getting around 18. I think one had 23. Now, there's a lot on here. People have short attention spans. People just too quickly sometimes, but I'm happy when they don't. And I'm doing some music. I don't want to do Jesse's Girl. I don't know. And then ironic, Jolene underneath that. I connect that with a loved one that passed away. Not named Jolene or Jesse, but still makes sense. Okay, let's try this one because we got 4 of you here. Do you hear me talking to you across the water, across the deep blue ocean, where the open sky for me. don't really. I don't mind the song request, and I'm glad that you're doing that. You haven't said really anything on any of the songs that I've done so far that I've noticed, and I do have a list here of that I'm working through that I feel pretty good about. But I also am going to have to plug in my device soon, and to be quite honest, I have been rolling for 2.5 hours, so I'm kind of tired too. But it's only dropped about, what was it at last time I looked? I think it was at 45. Now it's at 29. Just really quickly want to check something here. And I do think that you might be under 18. I'm not going to have you tell me if you are. I'd rather not know because I enjoy chatting with you. So it's, doesn't want to send to Gina apparently. So it's not awkward to know, but you're assuming I've been to. Well, I guess the other day I was telling you I dated a girl in South Africa, but and unfortunately, the gay community, those that are actually more bi, but they figure that their orientation depends on what gender they're with in a relationship. Unfortunately, or which one they'd rather be with. Unfortunately, makes it hard to, I mean, I've had a few girlfriends, and I would again maybe in the future, but some of them, or some people are going to think, oh well, most gays are girls, and then they decide they're not really into it. I haven't made that decision, and I wouldn't. But anyway, no, I never went there though. I never went there. Lately I've been telling myself that is the stupidest title for a song. Of course, we've seen the rain, and you've seen a lot of it where you're at. Dancing Cream might be in this list, although I guess I'm past the D's and I haven't seen it. Maybe next time. I was actually just thinking of that musical. Anyone could be that guy when the music's high, when you play the right music, and if you get the chance, singing the Dancing Queen. But then she's only 17, so she's not old enough. It's awkward. She's a minor. She's not relevant. But I mean, I really do appreciate you being here for the last little while. It's been you chatting. Earlier, there was others. But yeah. I think I might use this list that I'm looking at now. To do some music later. And I'm on the Hawaiian preset style. Kind of wanting to go see how our dog is doing upstairs, get this plugged in soon. And I'm pretty tired. So this was open a little bit. Oops. But I'll roll for a few more minutes before I wrap up. So. And I think you have already liked. I think you liked when you came in. But if you haven't, please do. I'm just putting on motion. But yeah. This is a song request. I really would like to spend maybe a few minutes talking about the highlighted comment that I put in there. I did say a little bit already earlier, and I'm not too sure what else I have to say about it. So somebody could speak about that. Otherwise, I'll have to bring it in as a topic next time, maybe. But if you could check that out, that would be delightful. Mm-hmm. 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 And I can give myself my own validation. My interest was too. It was good. And you stayed. You liked it. You keep asking for songs, so people show their appreciation differently. So, but yeah, I think that I might wrap up actually. So it looks like nobody's watching. Rista, you might still be because I know sometimes that's inaccurate, but I think I'm ready to wrap up. So, yeah. So there isn't really anybody else here at the moment. So, and hopefully something that even though this was a bit longer, hopefully something that was mentioned in the earlier part or whatever part people happen to see, will will get us at least to 7 likes, if not more. 2:30 in a few minutes. Anyway, thank you for your time and for being here, and take care. Yeah.